The October release rush is on. There are so many games coming out this week that we want to talk about. We might have to change up the formula a little, but stick with us because we guarantee that there's something for everyone.
And the Microsoft Activision deal is final, and Xbox boss Phil Spencer gave us a little idea of what to expect in the future. We're going to talk about all this stuff and a whole bunch more right now on Gaming News Weekly. What's up, everybody? It's time for another action-packed episode of Gaming News Weekly, the best weekly video game news show out there. Every single Monday, we're bringing you all the biggest things happening in the video game industry. You can check us out on Fruit Lab, YouTube, and podcast services everywhere. My name is E-Rock the Red. Every week, I am joined by this gentleman right here. Full clip. What's going on, dude? How are you?
What's up? Are you like me and you just got done with a marathon of game trailers?
There's been a lot. You know, I stay abreast on all this stuff, you know, so I don't have to, you know, cram the night before the exam. But, you know, it's a lot. There's a lot happening. And like, just like your background, there's a lot happening there as well.
It actually is.
Man, this is, we have to turn this into our new, the new show logo somehow.
Oh, yeah.
Just a couple of horny bearded men. That's also the slogan for our show, Horny Bearded Men.
Yes. We'll just change the name.
yeah, perfect. Or make a second show, because that could be construed a couple different ways. But, you know, whatever. How's things, dude? How are you?
Doing all right. How are you?
I'm great. I'm excited to be here. I'm, you know, back with my my raspberry beer, whatever this shit is.
The stuff you didn't like? I guess you must have bought the 20-pack.
Well, I'm still slowly going through it. It's growing on me.
Gotcha.
I was just thinking about it. I've got a couple cans left, and I'm like, do I want more of this? I don't know what happened. Somewhere along the line, my taste changed, and I'm kind of enjoying it.
That's the way some of it works, yeah. Yeah, so talking about this past week, what I got into. So first of all, I played a play test just the other day of Gunsmith Simulator, a couple of new features coming, which was being able to customize the wood. You basically choose whatever kind of wood you want, mahogany, acacia. Then you carve it out, you sand it, polish it, you put it on the gun. It's about that simple. But that's not something that you were really able to do before. And then the second part is you can build guns from scratch. So they give you all the parts for a Mauser, and then you just got to build the Mauser, which that's something I questioned whether it was in the original version of the game, the base game. It is in early access, so they are still adding some of these features in. I wasn't able to do it before, but it looks like it is going to be coming pretty soon. It worked well enough.
Can you 3D print ghost guns? What do they call those?
You don't 3D print, but you do have a CNC mill, and I don't know that you can do a lower receiver like would be the part you're making a ghost gun from if you're 3D printing. But you can cut a lot of parts out of like aluminum blocks.
Here in New York, they're trying to pass a bill to you have to register to get a 3D printer.
Yeah, you got to get a background check for a 3D printer.
Yeah,
ridiculous.
I can't make those tiny little toys anymore.
Yeah. Well, the other thing that I got to play, I got an advanced copy of Island Hopper, which everybody's clamoring for this game. I know. No, it's not it's not a AAA title by any means. It's an indie developed studio. It is not going to impress you on graphics or anything, but I found it it went from strangely addicting and to furious. I'm angry about it right now because I'm so close to getting the achievement for all achievements and 100%ing the game on Steam. But I'm searching for these eggs through these islands, and I keep hitting island to island to island.
Oh, you're hopping. You're island hopping.
Yeah, I am island hopping, quite literally, to the point where I'm not even collecting resources on half of them. I'm just trying to cover ground and find these eggs, because it's all I need. I need like 6 more.
Man. Oh, no. So it's driving you insane. Did you enjoy the journey, though?
I did. To this point, yeah. If I could have the eggs right now and just be kind of done 100%, I'd be happy.
You're ready. Okay.
I don't know what the price point on this game is going to be because it's not out until tomorrow at the time we're filming this. But if this were $5 to $15, that would be fantastic. If it's something that people pick up on a deal for around that price, I think you're going to get 5 hours, 5.5 hours out of completing the game. And then if you want to be like me and try to be a 100% completionist, it'll take you probably 10, 12.
Yeah, I watched some of your video gameplay of it, and it looked different. It looked real, just kind of like chill, collecting and using your resources and stuff to like move to that next section. So yeah, nice chill game. Is that like a game where you just like pop on like a podcast in the background and just like
absolutely? Yeah, I mean, the thing is, we review a lot of games. We get a lot of free games, and they're not always of the highest caliber, we'll say. Very few of them draw me back in, but this one, after I recorded the video, got it all edited, I wasn't done with it yet. I got back on there the very same night, played for a few hours more with the podcast in the background. You can just kind of chill.
That's high praise, considering how many games that we have access to out there,
Yeah.
I didn't get up to much this week. And in fact, the hand's feeling good and stuff like that. The only thing I played is an older game. I played Miles Morales. I'm just trying to beat that before the new Spider-Man came out, and I still haven't gotten there. I'm close, but I don't think it matters. It's not like it's going to change too much of the story. So I'll come back to it. I would like to get the platinum trophy for that, so I'll come back to it after I get the platinum trophy on Spider-Man 2, which is one of our new releases we're going to talk about real shortly. Should we segue? Should that be the segue into it?
Sure.
I don't know if it counts if you announce that that's the segue into something, but either way, let's do it. We have 18 million new releases, so let's get into them.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to read the whole list of new releases off for this past week. It's an insane list with some very good titles in there. Here we go. You ready?
Ready.
Cyber Knights Flashpoint. Just jump in if there's something you want to chat about, because I don't know what half of these are. So we're just going to move past it. Mortal Kombat Onslaught. It's a mobile Mortal Kombat game. Skull Island Rise of Kong. Okay, we need to talk about this real fast. Pause it. So we've talked about the worst game of 2023, Lord of the Rings, Gollum, and this seems to have claimed that title from them. Now, did you watch any of the gameplay for Skull Island?
Yeah, a little bit.
Holy shit, it is crazy. It looks so bad. It looks like the worst. It looks worse than any mobile game I've ever played. There are parts of like cutscenes where it's just like a still image. And then on top of that, like the gameplay looks awful. You're supposed to be playing King Kong, but you're playing against like a gorilla.
Yeah.
I don't know, dude.
It's strange. Like I heard people were comparing it to that old PlayStation 2 game when the movie came out. But I mean, that should be saying something because I remember that game looking pretty good. I played through that when it came out. But I mean,
time.
Yeah, glorious 420p or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. You're talking 20 years later. I did read the IGN review of this one. They gave it a 3, and they just said it was like the gameplay. Not only was it buggy, but it was just not fun at all. It was just not fun. So, we got Sonic Superstars came out. This one looks great. It's a new Sonic co-op 2D platformer. Like 2.5D. It's got a little bit of 3D taste. This one's at a 75 on Metacritic. It's getting decent reviews. Now, neither of us are huge Sonic fans, so we're just gonna move past that one. Wizard with a Gun, though. This one looks cool. This one came out on the 17th of October, and it's like a co-op survival looter shooter type game where you have to like get resources. It's got like a top-down kind of vampires survivors type look. And you're like a wizard with a gun, and you have magic bullets and shit like that. So, right?
Yeah, watch one of the reviews for it. They're talking about, sort of. It sounds like a rogue-like or rogue-lite. I'm not real up on the terminology, but they say like when you're in this level, you start to get a timer, and it's like a countdown to hardcore mode, and you have to like choose how much loot you want to fight for or get out to be safe.
Very cool. Yeah, that one looks fun. That one I put on my wish list. Just the name, Wizard with a Gun. It's a cool name. All right, Alaskan Road Truckers, Mike Mignola's Hellboy, Web of Weird. That one, I read it's not reviewing too well. It looks interesting, though. Slender, The Arrival, Endless Dungeon. This one is another one that looked interesting. This one's a roguelike tactical action game, and it's kind of like a tower defense game where you have to like protect this thing from like these waves of enemies, and you get power-ups and all this stuff. It's got a 77 on Metacritic right now. Galactic Civilizations 4 Supernova, Gangs of Sherwood. That's the new like Robin Hood style game. Gargoyles Remastered. Talked about this one recently. The few reviews I did see of this one, not good. It's unfortunate. Hot Wheels Unleashed 2 Turbocharged. Came out October 19th. It's another Hot Wheels game. How can you go wrong with those, right?
Right.
Overpass 2, The Seventh Guest VR, The Gap. I don't know what that is. Jackbox Party Pack 10. This one I'm excited for. Yeah.
Yeah, this is a great game to play with a party of people, or even if you don't even have to own the game. Get on Twitch, look for Jackbox Party Packs. You're going to find people playing through the entire series. And this one brings back one of the most fun games from 5 or 6, TKO, where you get to draw t-shirts.
One of my favorites.
Yeah, match logos. It's fun.
My friends of ours, like, cause so after you create these shirts in the game, it gives you a link to go buy the shirts. Yeah. Friends of ours bought some of the shirts that we made the one night. It was amazing. I don't remember what it was. It was a picture. I think it was. I drew a picture of a frog riding a goat or something like that, and then I don't remember what the caption was. But yeah, it's one of my favorite games.
It's highbrow art. It's usually just dicks everywhere.
Yeah. No. I like to. I always get yelled at because I take like 20 minutes drawing my intricate thing. So yeah, TKO2, Fixie Text, Time Jinx. That's like another trivia game. Hypnotorious is like an Among Us style thing. And then Dodo Re Mi is like a music game where you have to either sing or play some sort of an instrument along with songs that are on there. So definitely sounds like a great addition to the Jackbox lineup. I'm excited for that. That came out October 19th. And then World of Horror Island Hopper, October 20th. Just Dance 2024 edition. 3 Minutes to 8. City Skylines 2. I read the review of that one. It's, more of the same. If you're a fan of that genre, that series, it's going to be good. Then Dark Envoy and Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 1 came out October 24th. Insane list of games, some real quality ones in there. But the big dogs, the biggins. Mm-hmm. First up, Marvel Spider-Man 2 came out October 20th on PS5. This one is already being talked about as a Game of the Year contender. So right now it's at 91 on Metacritic. I have it as of this recording. It's not out yet, but it is pre-downloaded, ready to go. This one you could swap between Peter Parker and Miles Morales Spider-Man just on the fly throughout this huge, like, I guess the New York, the world that they're in is massive. And then you got a bunch of new powers, new villains. Venom, Kraven the Hunter, and Lizard are all villains in this one. I'm excited. I haven't been this excited about a game in a long time, so I'm very excited to get in there and check this out.
Yeah, from the trailer, it looks like you're almost getting like a new movie experience out of it, too.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Definitely feels like that. So, yeah, I'm a big fan. Big fan of comic books. Big fan of the Spider-Man series of games. So, really excited to get in there. And then Spider-Man... no, we did Spider-Man. Next up, Super Mario Wonder came out on the Nintendo Switch, also October 20th. This one is at a 92 on Metacritic. Another Game of the Year contender. This is the first side-scrolling Mario game since New Super Mario Bros. U came out in 2012. On this one, there's 8 playable characters. You could play multiplayer with up to 4 people. It looks gorgeous. Super colorful worlds. And then one of the cool things, each level has like 1 or 2 of these wonder effects where you like basically trigger a something that changes drastically within the game. It either changes the level or how it's played or whatever. And everything I saw said that like it was like a drug. You're just fiending for that next like wonder effect because it's such a surprise and it's like super exciting. So it sounds really cool, man. And I'm already thinking, I'm like, maybe my son needs this Super Mario game for Christmas.
Maybe when he's 18.
Yeah.
That's the reference I was going to make. You probably know where this is from. Have you ever played Mario on weed? The pipes come alive and start crawling across the ground like caterpillars. It looks wild.
It does. It looks really good. Crazy that we're getting both of those games, or we got both of those games on the same day, dude. Both amazing games. So, and they couldn't be, different from each other any more than that, Crazy. All right. That's it. Anything, dude, we miss anything?
I'm sure we did, but like, how could we have missed a single release with that list?
We did not miss a damn thing. We covered everything. We never miss anything. All right, let's move things along. Let's talk about our news of the week. All right, it is officially official. The Microsoft Activision Blizzard King acquisition has finally happened. Yes. We can finally stop talking about it. I guess
not this week, though.
Not entirely true. But we're starting to talk about some of the exciting things, So Xbox head Phil Spencer, he sat down with the official Xbox podcast and answered some of our the most glaring questions, the biggest things that we had we wanted to know about. One of them being where the H are the Activision Blizzard games on Game Pass. Previously, when Microsoft bought Bethesda, the very next day, bam, all these games on Game Pass, So we were kind of all expecting it, pretty much everybody in the video game world. And so that was a question they asked, and he said that it was basically just, I'll just read his quote. He said, "They're coming, eventually, but the regulatory challenges surrounding this acquisition made it a bit trickier to navigate than the ZeniMax deal, and adding games to Game Pass isn't as simple as flipping a switch to put them on there. The truth of the matter is that with ABK, that the regulatory process took so long, and frankly, there was a lot of uncertainty in that process up until really a week before we closed, or the week of, when the CMA finally came down to the decision that we weren't able to get in and work with mostly Activision Blizzard in this case on that back catalog work. So now that the deal is closed, we're starting that work, but there is work. And the Twitter handle did put out something that talked about 2024. I think that's accurate. I love it. I would love it if there was some kind of secret celebration drop that was coming in the next couple of weeks. There's not. So kind of what I figured. It's just been kind of touch and go this whole time,
It speaks to their confidence in whether or not they were going to get a victory here.
Absolutely. That's a great point. Yeah, it was, because you'd think they would at least have like just a couple, just ready to go, just waiting for this moment. And so everything seems to be, in the new year. It talks about the new year. Because even when we talked about it, was it last week or a week before, Modern Warfare 3 or Diablo 4 coming, it was always not this year, next year. So who knows, man? We'll see what that means. Another topic that he talked about was revisiting older IP. And this is, again, something we talked about last year when Bobby Kotick was talking about bringing Guitar Hero back. Now, we should also mention that Bobby Kotick, they did announce that he is done with Activision after the end of this year. So they're going to have someone new. Peace out, Uncle Bobby. We'll see you when we sees you. Everybody was celebrating that. I thought that was pretty interesting. Same thing with like that John Riccitello Unity CEO. It's like nobody's a big fan of these guys. But yeah, he talked about all the IPs that they currently own and some of these older ones. He said he frequently meets with Xbox teams to learn what they're passionate about and is happy to let teams dig into the Xbox vault for franchises they're personally interested in. A quote from him said, "I just don't think that a team working on something that isn't their passion leads to the best result. So I might have my list of things from my memories and history that I want to see made again." Everybody will. When I just think about, not just about Activision Blizzard King, you add in Bethesda, you add in Xbox's history, Rare. The amount of franchises that we now have in our portfolio is kind of inspiring. It's daunting. I feel that we have to be a great custodian for the content that we touch. These are memories for people on different platforms, different decades, and I want to make sure that when we're going back and visiting something, that we do it with our complete ability, a motivated team that wants to go work on something and make a difference, not just create something for financial gain or create something for a PR announcement and not deliver. So, yeah, it's cool.
What a stark contrast to John, maybe they'll pay us to reload their gun, Richatello.
Dude, absolutely. I think everybody in the video game world loves Phil Spencer. Whether you're a fan of, whether you're a Sony fanboy or an Xbox fanboy, he's a gamer. He knows what it's like to play these games and stuff like that. So it's very cool. And he also did continue by saying, Game Pass is a useful way to revisit franchises that might deserve a little love, but might not necessarily warrant something more intensive. So that's pretty cool too, just to think about not entirely like remaking these games, but maybe like polish it a little bit, throw it up on Game Pass, and we could revisit some of these older titles.
Yeah.
So,
that's a good way for them to judge. Like if they throw an older title up there and it gets a lot of praise and love and plays, maybe that's a good reason for them to move forward with a reboot.
Absolutely. Great point. And then last up, he talked about, he reiterated that there will be 100% parity for Call of Duty going forward. He said, the players on PlayStation and in the future on Nintendo, I want you to feel 100% part of the community. I don't want you to feel like there's content you're missing out on, skins you're missing out on, timing you're missing out on. That's not the goal. The goal is 100% parity across all platforms as much as we can for launch and content. Says means no exclusive beta, skins, or other content will be reserved for Xbox players. He also clarified that there may be technological issues that separate individual platforms. Nintendo Switch, we're looking at you. However, from a content perspective, he said that Xbox's ultimate goal is to make everyone feel like they're part of the Call of Duty nation, no matter what platform they're on. So he also said, we have no goal of trying to use Call of Duty to try and get you to buy an Xbox console. We've been on the other side of some of those skins and times. Even this beta, it wasn't on Xbox the first week. I don't think that helps the community. I don't think it helps the game. So, all great points, man. Every single one of these things he talked about, I'm like, yeah, Phil Spencer.
Yeah, I mean, that's more fair than it's been because Sony has, for years, had the little contract with Activision to make Call of Duty exclusive there, have exclusive game modes. So now we're just going to get rid of that, and I think that's a positive thing.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm excited for this, like, even more so. I mean, like, we joke about how annoying it was to constantly talk about all the moving parts going into this acquisition. And I was like, dude, I went back and forth on it a lot of times, whether or not it was going to be good for the gaming community, good for video games as a whole. But now the more like we talk about the potential, I'm getting excited, you know? So
yeah. Did you happen to see the little trailer they dropped when the deal officially went through?
Yes.
That's kind of cool.
It did. It got you fired up, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's cool. Hopefully we're not eating our words, 5-10 years down the line and games aren't $100 and Xbox Game Pass rules the world, but we'll see. Only time will tell in this situation. All right, and before we move off of the Xbox world, let's quick talk about Game Pass. Wave 2 of the October Game Pass was announced. Some pretty dope games, man. Okay, first up, Like a Dragon Ishin is out now on cloud, console, and PC. This is the new of that series, RPG, action RPG. And then F1 Manager 2023 came out October 19th for all you F1 fans. City Skylines 2, we mentioned, brand new release on October 24th, available day one with Game Pass. So, build your giant cities there. Dead Space, the remake, comes out October 26th on Game Pass. This one is the one I'm excited for, man. Like, perfect game for spooky season. It's one of the most, probably the scariest game out there right now from everything I've heard. So I'm excited. Have you ever played Dead Space, the original or the remake?
No.
Oh, you should do it. You should get in there and do it. Because I want you to record face cam playing Dead Space. I'll watch 3 hours of that. You being scared.
Yeah, it's been a while since I played like a real good scary game, so maybe.
Have you ever been into them or no?
I don't know. Not really. I mean, games that could be considered scary, like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, where you got a few jump scares. I liked that.
Okay. Yeah. What about like horror movies? Do you like horror movies?
I've watched plenty of them. My wife's really into them. Me, not so much.
Gotcha. And then Frog Detective, the entire mystery, comes out October 26th. I don't know what that is. You're a Frog Detective is what I'm going to guess. And then Minigo's Night Market comes out October 26th. This one just came out recently, now coming to Game Pass. And then Headbangers Rhythm Royale, brand new game, comes out October 31st. This one, it's a rhythm battle royale game where you play as a pigeon and you have to keep the beat with better than a whole bunch of other people. I'm excited for this one because I love rhythm games, and I don't really like pigeons, but yeah, I don't know. I'll figure it out. And then Jusant, I don't know how we want to pronounce this one, comes out October 31st. Another day one game. This one we talked about before. It looks awesome. This is a game you're climbing. It's just a climbing game where you got to climb things. But it looks beautiful. Amazing soundtrack. This was another one where I was like, did I want it? I'm probably not going to buy it right now. But now I don't need to because it's there for me.
It's pretty cool. I mean, nice lineup. Nice variety there. I know the AAA titles here. I don't know if City Skylines 2 is a AAA, but it's got to be close up there. I know it's kind of the original is beloved by people. Right. And then F1 Manager 23. I hear that one's a bit of a stinker. We had our experiences with F1, and I don't think I'd go back personally. But City Skylines 2, I hear that there are some performance issues with this PC version right now, but people do see that it's, like you said in the intro, more of the same. More of what people want and an expansion upon that. It's just that you might have to wait a couple months for patches to make this a good experience.
Yeah, and I'm sure they will. They'll fine tune it, get it going. Leaving October 31st, Gunfire Reborn, Kill It with Fire, Persona 5 Royal, Signalis, and Solasta Crown of the Magister. That Persona 5 is gonna really piss a lot of people off leaving Game Pass because that's a game that takes 150 hours to complete. So we'll see what happens.
The good thing about that is that by the time it leaves Game Pass, you can probably go buy that game for, I mean, what would it cost now?
Right. Yeah, I don't know how much it is now. It's probably, not full price, but yeah. So again, some great games coming to Game Pass. Excited to play a whole bunch of those. And before we leave entirely the Xbox world, I guess this is Xbox adjacent, over at Bethesda, Pete Hines, he's the one of the leading executives. He did Elder Scrolls, Fallout, Starfield. He is leaving Bethesda after 24 years of creating amazing worlds. So he said, what's he gonna do? He said decision wasn't easy, but he thought that the time was right following Starfield's launch. Bethesda released a brief statement saying Pete's public presence was only a small part of his role at Bethesda, although the way he represented us carried into the values he nurtured here. Authenticity, integrity, and passion. His contributions have been integral in building Bethesda and its family of studios into the world-class organization that it is today. So, happy retirement, Pete. Enjoy the world with your millions and millions of dollars.
Yeah. I've got no personal opinion on the guy, but he's pretty well respected in the game
Absolutely.
industry, right?
Yeah,
I mean, I do hear
one of the greats, I would say.
Yeah. I've always heard, like, take what he says during these Bethesda conferences with a grain of salt, because they kind of overpromise or, announce a game 15 years too early.
Right.
But other than that.
Yeah, it was like him and Todd Howard was the other game developer there, I think.
Okay, maybe it's more on him then.
Yeah, I don't remember. I don't know who did what, but yeah, they were always, very well respected and made great games. So let's talk about another giant game company, Netflix. They're still hard at work trying to find their space in the gaming world. And there was just a Wall Street Journal article that came out recently talking about everything they're doing to try to cement their role there. One of the things that they're trying to do is create more titles based on some of their popular shows, like Squid Game or Netflix. So I know, do you have Netflix?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever tried any of the games?
No, I've never been prompted, but I mostly watch it on a Fire Stick, so maybe that's why.
So these are all mobile. So if you open the Netflix app on an iPad or a phone or something like that, you'll see all the games there. Now they just recently came out. You can play them. I don't know how it works. You can either send it to your television, and there's another app where it's just I think it's just called Netflix Game Controller. And it's just an app that you use your phone as a game controller. So they're working hard to get these out there. But yeah, right now, just mobile games. They have a Stranger Things game and Love is Blind. Basically, a ton of just random Netflix. There's what was that chess game or
Queen's
chess
Gambit.
show? Queen's Gambit game. Yeah. So there's a bunch of those. So that's the idea. So they're going to keep trying to do that. And another thing that I thought was very interesting in this report, they're trying to get a Grand Theft Auto game on Netflix gaming. So it's interesting. I don't know if they'll succeed, but they're looking to work with Take-Two Interactive to license a Grand Theft Auto game. And it would have to be a mobile game, because really that's all they're doing right now. So I don't know what that would be. If it's a new idea, or if it's one of the remasters or something.
Yeah, I mean, there have been ports for San Andreas, Vice City, and 3 on mobile forever. So, but I mean, if they're going to run that on certain hardware, and I don't know what their plans are exactly, but maybe even something that takes it back further, like 1 or 2, or what was it called, like London?
Yeah, I don't know, and also I don't know if that is going to be what brings people into the gaming part of the Netflix. So there was a recent report talking about how many people use, I think there have been 70 million downloads of their games, which in the grand scheme of things is not that many. And then they said about less than 1% of Netflix subscribers have ever used the gaming portion of it. So they're working really hard. I don't know when that's going to pay off, if it will pay off. But they're raising prices again. They just announced a couple days ago they're up in the prices of the subscription. And then they had their earnings report, and their subscribers were way up again. So I don't know. They got the money to throw it at Grand Theft Auto, or whatever. I don't know. It's interesting though. I wonder if they'll get any AAA kind of titles. If they'll instead of a Grand Theft Auto, maybe go get an Assassin's Creed, or try to get a From Software mobile game or something. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, it's an interesting concept, because you don't usually hear about somebody going to a developer and being like, do your game, but do it our way. But,
right.
I mean, GTA in particular is interesting, because if they do some deals back and forth,
maybe we look at like a GTA movie in a few years.
Yeah.
That's a Netflix original.
Yeah, which is surprising that there hasn't been a GTA movie yet.
Oh, I am sitting on a stack of research for Game Facts.
Really?
There was close to being a GTA movie, and it was gonna star Eminem.
Okay. I can see it. Like, considering, like, I mean, it would be just like, basically like a Fast and the Furious type movie, right? You know, you would think that, considering the popularity of those, that it would be something similar in that.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that sounds, I'm excited for that Game Facts. But, yeah, so, I don't know. Go check out Netflix Gaming. If you've got Netflix, there are some fun, you know, some quality titles in there. They've got Oxenfree's in there, Immortality, and then a bunch of other like little mobile games and stuff like that. But I mean, they're free. They're included. I'm not gonna say they're free. They're included in your subscriptions. So definitely worth checking out. All right, and last up, brand new game coming out real soon. Game called Don't Scream, and it is exactly what the title says. You just can't scream. This one, would you play this one?
Definitely.
This one looks great. So it's basically just 18 minutes of a found footage movie that you are in the driver's seat of, and you have to go through. It's all these jump scares, and if you scream, the game is over, and you have to make it through the full 18 minutes. So you have to play with a microphone on, and it says that you can do, like, it says, like, low talking is acceptable, but even a quiet gasp counts as a failure. It says you could bypass calibration to shout through scares, but it'd spoil the thrill. For a genuine horror experience, play as designed. So apparently there are dozens of dynamic scares. So yeah, this one I'm excited for. I love found footage movies. I'm one of the few people that enjoys a good found footage film. And yeah, I would absolutely play this one and probably fail it every single time.
Yeah, it's really cool. I thought it would be like a cool concept for right now when it's about to be Halloween, spooky season.
Yeah.
I do, like, I want to play it, and it's the perfect thing to kind of record because it's going to force a reaction out of you, and that's what people are waiting for.
Yes.
If they're watching your stream or your video. The only thing about it is I'm like, well, how sensitive is the mic? Is it going to mistake my talking for a scream? Or if I got the 3D printer running back there, is it going to, you know,
sure. Yeah, you'd have
count
to,
as a scream?
Have to calibrate it and make sure it, you know, it was good for your settings. But yeah, I mean, this is going to be out just in time for Halloween, and I'm hoping that they're not rushing it for that exact reason. So it's coming to early access on October 27th. So hopefully it's not just like, hey, this is the time we need to have this game out there. And then they did say they plan on adding more scares, expanded lore, optional objectives, and more over the course of its time in early access. So, yeah, I'm excited. I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna get it because it's only for PC. So I got the, you know, I'll use the Steam Deck. I don't know how that works with a microphone though. I don't know where that goes.
Yeah, I never thought about it.
Yeah, but I will. So I have the dock, you know, so I can play it on my large screen television. So be more immersive, you know. I think we got everything. Is there anything else you want to chat about?
That's got to be it.
That's got to be it because my mouth hurts. I feel like I've just been talking forever. I didn't even finish my delicious throwback tea though. All right. Thank you so much for checking out this episode of Gaming News Weekly. My name is Erect the Red. You could find all my sweet content over on Fruit Lab, which is a great website if you want to earn cryptocurrency by watching video game content, posting video game content. It's great. It's great stuff. Erect the Red over there. This guy's Full Clip over there. You could also find all my stuff at YouTube. Pop Culture Playground is the channel. Full Clip is at GameFAQs, GameFAX. And then more Gaming News Weekly stuff available. You got the podcast. You can find anywhere podcasts are found. Just type in GNW. You're going to get this show blasting in your ears. And then go to Instagram, TikTok, bunch of content being pumped out there every single day. So go check those out. Subscribe, follow, comment, all that stuff. Anything else?
I think that's it. That's got to be it. That's so much.
I love it. I love that how great this show was. I love the background there. I'm fired up. I'm gonna go play Spider-Man 2. This is a great day. Enjoy it, folks. All right. See you next time. Bye-bye.